Welcome to Traveling While Black.
Hey, what's up? I'm Anthony, this is my wife Marley, and welcome to another episode of Traveling While Black.
Yes, welcome back everyone. As a brief reminder, our show is based on our experiences traveling, and we base those experiences off of how good of a drive it was, how much fun we had, and most importantly, how comfortable do we feel as Black people visiting for the first time.
Welcome to our last international episode from our trip to Ecuador. Now you're probably wondering, what else could we have left to share from this already amazing trip?
Yes, and we do have one more special thing to share from our trip to Ecuador, and that is going to a rainforest in Ecuador, and we stayed at the Mashpi Lodge.
And once again in Ecuador, we got to experience nature up close.
Yes, and again, special thanks to the Black Travel Alliance for making this trip possible. If you want to know more about them and their organization, please head to that link in our description.
Finally, we want to thank you all for your feedback in regards to our show length. All of your comments we're going to take into consideration as we continue to make our show better.
Yes, so without further ado, take a look at the episode, and as always, let us know what you think.
For the last couple of episodes, we've shown you Ecuador, from the mesmerizing Galapagos Islands to the cultural-rich city of Quito.
But for this last episode of our Ecuador trip, we are experiencing a lush rainforest by spending a couple of days at the majestic Mashpi Lodge.
To us, Mashpi Lodge seemed like the perfect way for anyone to experience a rainforest. A lot of the reason why is because of its location being in the Chocó Rainforest.
The Chocó Rainforest is one of the most unique places in the world, encompassing a variety of ecosystems, including cloud forests, mangroves, and coastal lagoons.
All of the ecosystems thrive thanks to the extremely high levels of rainfall, making it one of the wettest places on the planet. And all of this contributes to the Chocó Rainforest being one of the most biologically diverse areas in the world.
Like the Galapagos Islands, Chocó is home to a variety of endemic species, which includes plant, bird, and mammal species.
Despite how special Chocó is, the rainforest is under threat as a result of deforestation, mining, and illegal logging. In 1996, it was identified that less than 4% of Ecuador's primary forests remained.
From that point on, Chocó was identified as a global conservation priority. Thanks to ongoing conservation efforts, that number is improving, but still a long way to go.
Mashpi Lodge is helping in those efforts to protect this irreplaceable ecosystem and the unique species that inhabit it. In fact, conservation of the area was the driving factor in Mashpi's creation in 2001.
Mashpi's mission was not only protecting the forest, but also to lift the local Ecuadorian community out of poverty. So in order to get the lodge built and stay true to that mission, it was decided to build on top of an old sawmill so that no tree would be cut down, and also sponsor and train former local loggers to transition into conservation careers.
Even today, Mashpi supports and conducts its own research used in the conservation of the area, some of which that has produced the discovery of new species. Yes, all of the conservation and discoveries are dope, but that isn't the only great thing going on the over 6,100 acre reserve.
Yes, Mashpi Lodge itself is an amazing, beautiful building that sits on a scenic plateau, showcasing breathtaking views of the surrounding forested mountains, all of which can be experienced from the inside via floor-to-ceiling panoramic glass windows.
On top of the stunning views, a Mashpi stay also includes dreamlike rooms, delicious meals, amazing cocktails, and of course, a variety of planned activities that allow you to immerse yourself in the Chocó Cloud Rainforest.
We were even more excited to check out this once-in-a-lifetime experience, and with this experience having also been planned by Metropolitan Tours, we were sure it would be everything we imagined. Travel grade. So this was another of our experiences arranged by Metropolitan Tours, so our travel to Mashpi was handled by them.
But we can still say a few things about the ride. Like, it was around 3 hours from when our shuttle picked us up from Quito to our arrival at Mashpi.
We can also say that the ride was very bumpy and takes you on roads that are really remote. I was shaking a lot of it, especially when we would be driving on a very thin one-way road with no guardrails.
On a lighter note about the route did allow for us to stop by the Monument Center of the World, commemorating Ecuador being located on the equator. Remember to bring cash.
Yes, besides the bumpiness, the length, and precarious roads, the ride wasn't bad. Plus, getting to Mashpi would prove to be worth it.
Still, we won't give a travel grade because, again, Metropolitan Tours handled it. Level of fun. Our first day arriving at Mashpi, we first got settled into the room we would get to enjoy for the next couple of nights. What stood out right away of the great features of the room was the unbelievable view.
After After getting past our shock and awe of the room, it was time for our first Mashpi adventure. Before we continued, for those of you like me, I want to address a very important question when preparing for this trip. The first thing that came to mind was what to wear in the rainforest.
Message! The climate of this part of the Chocó rainforest is warm and not surprising, being that it is a rainforest extremely wet.
So considering you're going to want to wear a dark or earth tone long sleeve tee or expedition shirt, dark or earth tone lightweight pants, preferably ones meant for wet conditions, breathable moisture proof socks to keep your feet dry, comfortable hiking boots to keep your feet comfy, and a hat to keep the sun out of your eyes. Of course, everything has to be cute.
On the practical side, we most definitely recommend sunblock, a dry bag, a headlamp or a flashlight, and a light jacket would not hurt.
By the way, check out our description for a link to where you can purchase all the items we recommend here.
Plus, items we would also recommend for a trip to the Galapagos.
Now, where were we? We met up with our naturalist guides who would be leading us on our adventures.
Our first hike wasn't too far from the lodge, as pretty quickly we came upon one of the main attractions of Mashpi, the sky bike, a two-person bike on a cable stretching 655 feet across a gorge above a flowing river.
For many, the sky bike is an exciting way to explore the forest canopy up close, but for me, it was a bit intimidating.
But see, here's the thing about travel. Of its many benefits, one of the dopest is its ability to give us more than the usual courage. All of the usual reservations get lost amongst the magic and excitement.
This is so true. It's been many times during our travels when I pushed myself out of my comfort zone and did things that I never imagined myself doing. So just like kayaking on the Puget Sound or ziplining through the jungles of Belize, the sky bike was another one of those life-changing, fear-conquering experiences, all thanks to travel.
Message! So the sky bikes are designed for two people to use at once, with one person pedaling the bike. The ride is down and back, so that means one person pedals down and one person pedals back. But not for us. Nope. Unfortunately for me, while Marley was bought into conquering her fears, she wasn't bought into pedaling. So I had to pedal us the whole 655 feet twice.
Sorry, babe. But even with a sore body, Aunt would still agree that the views and overall experience was amazing.
True, but
Right next to the sky bike was the observation tower, a metallic structure with a staircase that climbs to about 8 stories high, where guests are able to enjoy an exciting bird's eye view of the surrounding forest. We decided not to take the climb as I had my fill of fear conquering for the day.
And I was still hurting from carrying this 1,300 plus feet. After the hike to the sky bike, Mashpi wasn't done with the activities they had planned for us. We got to listen in on one of their night talks, led by Mashpi's resident biologist, who shared facts about the local wildlife, natural history of the region, ongoing research projects, and conservation initiatives.
We definitely learned a lot, and it was a perfect way to end our first day. Our second day at Mashpi was jam-packed with amazing experiences, because on that day we embarked on the long hike.
This hike was dope. Our naturalist guides led us through the forest, descending through the towering trees, amongst the orchids and giant ferns, eventually coming to a serene waterfall, where we took a break for a swim.
After the rejuvenating break, our hike continued along the riverbed, experiencing the wildlife and of course learning. Eventually we made our way to the next big attraction at Mashpi, the Dragonfly.
The Dragonfly is an open-air gondola that glides through the treetops at a relaxed pace, providing another spectacular bird's-eye view of the forest, waterfalls, and rivers. But probably one of the best things about the experience was just sitting back peacefully, immersing ourselves within the surrounding nature.
Our Dragonfly ride took about an hour. For me, the nature was definitely nice, but even more so was the Dragonfly cut our hike back down to more than half.
After we got back, we had a nice lunch and a little nap. Then we headed out on a shorter hike to the Life Center, a place built for learning and discovery, as well as a space for guests to relax.
Also at the Life Center is another one of Mashpi's popular attractions, the Butterfly House. Along with learning about butterflies, you get to experience these beautiful creatures up close, really up close. It was unbelievable.
The Butterfly House is home to some 200 species of friendly and active butterfly. After hanging out a while, we were ready to head back. It was the perfect time because the sun began to set, meaning it was time for the night hike.
The night hike was simply us hiking a trail back to the lodge at night. What's so special about this? Well, at night is when the animals are most active.
And it was the night hike where we experienced the most wildlife. Y'all probably can't see them on this film, but take our word for it. We seen bats, toads, snakes, and some more.
The night hike was yet another perfect ending to our day. Day 3 was our last day, and even though we were sad to be leaving, Mashpi had one more magical experience left for us.
On the way out, we stopped by one of Mashpi's last popular attractions that we yet to experience, the Hummingbird viewpoint.
Located at a natural viewpoint, the shelter has seating and is surrounded by bird feeders. This was the ideal setting for experiencing hummingbirds, but I never dreamt that we would be feeding hummingbirds from our hand.
The forest is home to 32 identified hummingbird species, with around 19 species that have been observed by guests at the viewpoint. This was the perfect end to the trip to Mashpi. It was incredible. We enjoyed a comfortable stay, learned a lot, and of course, loved the abundance of nature.
We also have to mention the unbelievable food and cocktails at Mashpi. We wish this experience on everyone, and if you're interested in making it happen, we recommend reaching out to Metropolitan Tours. We give Mashpi Lodge a 5 out of 5 for level of fun. Comfortability for Black people. So our comfort rating for this experience is pretty simple to explain. Off the chart high, starting with the friendly and welcoming staff.
Yes, the service was top tier, but did you expect anything different than a high rating for a place where we were totally engulfed in nature?
Yes, the hospitality, food, the friendship,
the peace. For Mashpi, we give a 5 out of 5 for comfortability for Black people. We hope you found this episode to be helpful and entertaining. Be sure to check out our previous episodes.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on all of our social media platforms.
Until next time, beautiful people, stay up, stay true, and do you.